So they did a stream where they kind of showed some shit. So they have some pictures. These are very clearly these are renderings, not real pictures. Look at all these windows. Isn't the purpose of money buying? Not in a hardcore account, no. It's crazy how different this looks from my computer. Seriously. This picture right here from my phone actually looked like real life. It looked like a real life photo. Seriously. It was really weird. On my phone, because I couldn't zoom in or anything, I just kind of looked at it. It looked like a real picture. Oh, shit. The fuck did I just do? What the? Okay. I don't really understand these three pictures. I don't really know what's going on here. I'm assuming. Oh, I see. Okay, so it means like one room will probably like it could look like this, where it has a bed, weapons case, some meds and shit, items, whatever. This will be another one. Bed's over here. It's still the same room, just different layout. And then over here is more of an empty one. I'm assuming that's kind of what it's showing. Same thing here, empty, kind of like broken and burnt down, and then a little bit more clean. The lobby of a hotel looks pretty fucking cool, actually. What are these little people right here? What is this? Yeah, I wish I knew what this stuff said. So I think it's what it's doing here is I don't think the writing's important. I think it's pretty much just saying like 20, this is the couch that they're thinking right here. Boom, 20. This is the sofa. That's kind of what they're That's so interesting how they do it. 21, which will be this dining room table right here, kind of like that. That's so interesting how they do it. They have real pictures of different spots. Why don't they just like I mean, I guess you usually when you're modeling something, you kind of have to have a reference. So you kind of have like your monitor and you have a picture over here and you kind of model it off that picture. Like in my mind, I'm thinking like, yeah, I could just, I could just make a cabinet, but it's probably a lot easier to just have a picture and a reference and just be able to use that to scale a little bit better. It's interesting. It's funny. So this is just a bunch of different apartments that they're showing. Empty. That's like the empty apartments. I'm assuming this is going to be some sort of mall, some grocery store. I'm sorry. It's this grocery store, Novus. See, it is real pictures, you fucking liars. I knew it. Rendering's my fucking dickhole. Okay. It's based off something somewhat real, this right here. Saying this is here. The buildings are kind of more inspired by this. This right here is this building over here. Whoops. This is just artwork, I think. More artwork. Ooh, I like this shot. This is cool. This is pretty much just like a nice big like overview, and this is the map, Kind of. Where's the grocery store in correlation to this map? I'm confused. Isn't it maybe over there or something? Whoops. Whoops. Misclicking everything. More artwork. God, stop misclicking, you bot. Well, that's that. I think this is the most important picture of them all, because then you could kind of like get an understanding of the scale and the vision of this map. Their goal is to have a lot of balconies, a lot of windows, a lot of tall buildings. We're looking at how many floors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is about your average, I feel like. 7 different floors. This one has 7, that has 7. And then this one, we're talking like, this is like 15 floors right here. I don't know how high you can go. Obviously, they'll probably cap off a lot of spots, but this one has a little bit more, you know, maybe 10. This whole parking garage right here is going to be sweet to peek out of. This is the hotel, I'd imagine. This is going to be an interesting map. I think their goal of this map is to truly everything. I think their goal, everything that you see, is going to be something that you can search. I think this is going to be their most ambitious map yet. And when they said that they're delaying it and it's going to take them 5 more months, I think it's going to take them 9 more months, personally. I don't think 5 months is going to be enough time to get this map out and ready. It's going to be extremely challenging. I'm not expecting this map to come out for another 9 months at least. Yeah, this is probably going to be. I don't think this is going to be the worst FPS EFT has ever had, because if you played EFT 4 years ago, EFT 4 years ago was the worst FPS you've ever seen. You used to get like 40 if you were lucky on some maps, you know? Like, for example, like a couple years ago when they expanded on Shoreline, it was such a big deal. It was so huge. Like, it was such a big expansion. It was like another map inside a map, and your frames were lucky to hit 40. I think I was like one of the few that managed to get 60 FPS because I had a really good computer at the time. I mean, I always like to stay up to date on PCs, but if your computer was a little bit behind, you used to barely get 40 on the old school fucking game. So this map, I don't think it's going to be that low. I don't think I'm going to be sitting here at 40 frames. Although I do think it will drop to 40 sometimes. I can't imagine being on like a roof or a window and looking on this huge scale. Like, imagine being in this window or in this hotel here and looking outside and seeing the whole map render in. I can't imagine that being good for frames. So I'm imagining that's going to be really low. Foliage is probably worse for FPS. Calls for city can be instance. Eh? I don't know. I think that's just wrong. I think it's way more tricky to make a map like this because you can throw foliage and it's like a good little placeholder and a way to just kind of like control the vision of people, right? Like, oh, there's a bush in front of you, so that's why you can't see 200 meters, you know? But here, what are they supposed to do when you look outside of a window? They're not just going to be like, oh, you're looking outside of a window, you can only see about 50 feet, right? They're going to need everything to render in. They're going to need players to render in. Or else it's going to be like you look outside of a window and you're just going to be seeing people through walls and I don't know. The only thing I could think of is if this map, the only thing I can think of is this map will have one weather system and they control the rendering based off of the weather. So I think what a little trick that they could maybe do is just force this map to have a little bit of fog, and the fog will control the rendering, right? You're not going to be able to look past 100 meters of fog, all right? So you don't have to render that far. Like maybe that's going to be their goal. I just don't know what's going to happen when you look outside of a window and you have to render all of this map and all of the windows and all of the players and objects and shit. It's going to be intense. I thought the weather was dynamic across every map. It is, but I mean, to save FPS, they could potentially have to just make this map not dynamic and only set in one way. I highly doubt all floors will be accessible. I mean, the thing is, I highly doubt it too, because they said and they want every floor and every room to be accessible. I don't think that'll work. It might sound good in theory. I just don't see it working, you know? But their goal is to have every room and every floor actually a thing. So we'll see. That's their goal. I don't know if they'll be able to pull it off. If they do, it'd be pretty cool. You guys see, I saw Lyric's tweet. You guys see that, like, there's like this tool that like Asus made, and it's for having monitors connected to each other, and you like put it, I'll just show you it. The fuck's it called? Bezel, I think is what it's called. Yeah, bezel free kit. This shit's whack, dude. So Asus has this kit here, okay, and a bezel free kit, and it basically, you attach it on, like, this is a 3 monitor setup, right? And you attach it like on your in-betweens of your monitors, and it does some crazy shit where it, you know, tries to make it all look like one monitor. Look at this fucking thing. Has anyone like get a glimpse at CES? Yeah, that was old news. Okay, I think it's out right now. I think you could actually buy it. But like,
writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically
this year's coverage here, and time you'll things you have to worry about being really delicate with. And I wouldn't advise scratching it up.
It's actually kind of cool. Like, yeah, it's a little bit foggy, but
installation and removal
pretty cool.
is really simple to an extent. The catch is it has to be at 130 degrees. So you're gonna have to have the monitors set up at a particular angle. So you're not gonna, you got to make sure you got the room for it on your desk. And these are 24-inch monitors that they were showing. Now, you are gonna have to spend some time adjusting it. If it's off even the slightest, it's gonna leave it looking really funny. The angles at which you view it are, well, honestly, if you're sitting in front of it, it's perfectly fine. But if somebody else is watching you, it's gonna look kind of funny because it blurs as you move off too far from the angles. And we did talk to them about support for other monitors as well as curved monitors, and they said it was possible, but it's going to take tweaking. And of course, with like a
anyway, it's pretty neat.